Good evening, I'm Steve Bergen, and we have just returned from the Brushy Mountain State Prison in Petros, where last night 7 prisoners escaped, among them James Earl Ray.
But this place is just a honeypot of bad history.
Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in Morgan County held some of the worst criminals in Tennessee.
Cable is going off.
Hat, maybe you're saying F you to the hat guy.
Welcome to Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in Petros, Tennessee. The story of Brushy Mountain actually begins after the Civil War had taken place. The U.S. was big into railroad construction and mining and needed people to work. If you're familiar with coal mining or mining in general, many of the times the mining companies would have a hold on every part of a miner's life. All of the stores within the area would be owned by the mining company, and the miners would essentially leverage their time of working for necessities such as food, clothing, water. By the time they finished paying for their basic necessities, their wages were very, very low. They also had some of the worst working conditions out of all industries in American history. This led to many riots and revolts that ended up very bloody. This would lead the state of Tennessee to start a prison lease program. This worked for the state of Tennessee because they didn't have the funding to establish prisons or other containment facilities. The worst part of this was that many of the former slaves in the South were convicted on the pettiest of crimes. This actually caused an uproar in 1891 by the citizen miners due to the fact that all of their work had been taken by the convict lease program. The violence surrounding this area led the state to build Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in 1896. The irony of it all is the fact that the building was constructed to resemble a cross to symbolize salvation. From tuberculosis to typhoid fever to pneumonia and syphilis, this place was disease-ridden. Mind you, the majority of the prisoners were African American, and they went through some of the harshest conditions in Tennessee history. They would be punished if they didn't hit their mining quotas in a given week or day. These extreme conditions led to many deaths on the property. Before we go any deeper in the history, I want to take a second to acknowledge the fact that this was slavery under a different name. To me, this truly makes it a gate to hell, and I think this history is important to know so that we do not repeat it in the future. Brushy Mountain would have been used from 1896 until 2009. The biggest reason for the close? Budgeting issues. Over its 113-year lifespan, it gained the notoriety as one of the most violent prisons in the United States. With a history like that, how could you expect spirits not to be stuck here in a place so violent and so dark? This is Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary.
What's going on, guys? We are here at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, and we have some great guests with us tonight here to kick off the YouTube channel with us. Before we introduce them, I want to mention that we've already done the walk through this place. It's creepy. There's parts of this building that make me feel very uncomfortable, and there's a particular part that the tour guide mentioned that was supposed to be where all of the negative entities or any negative interactions happened. And it's just creepy, and we actually had this really loud noise come from this particular section. I'm excited to see what we get tonight, but let's go ahead and introduce our guests. So we've got Ryan and Dave from Paranormal Quest. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
How's it going? I'm Dave. Work here with Ryan. We've done Paranormal Quest for over 12 years here on YouTube.
Yeah, we have been to some amazing locations. We filmed full documentary style episodes from our paranormal investigations. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go check out our channel.
Yeah, guys, so they actually convinced me to go to West Virginia Penn with them for their convention. It was a great time, and we had a great time together, so we decided we were going to do something like this. And I'm from Tennessee, and I've never done Brushy Mountain, and it's a bit expensive. Even splitting it was over $800 a piece, so it's not a cheap location, but it is very massive, and there is a very rich history here. Even though it's very dark, I will say in terms of what we're interested in as our weird folk out here, this is right up our alley. And then we've also got Josh and Kyla.
What's up, son?
Hello.
I run the channel Hauntings with Hodge. I'm kind of new to it. The paranormal started in September of only like last year. I've been trying to go to any place I can, really. And Kalani hit me up with this offer. I couldn't resist. From Maryland, so we're driving like 9 hours to get here. It's been a journey. But yeah, just the walkthrough. This place has something to offer. It's creepy. I've never done a penitentiary. This is it. This is my first one, probably biggest place I've done.
One quick question. What was the creepiest spot of this place for you guys?
I think down in the hole, the old hole, where they actually used the suspension torture, hung them up by their thumbs down in the basement. Tiny little cells, locked them up there, no light. They said after a few days they would go blind down there. That place is absolutely just the energy, you can feel it oozing from the walls, and I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn back to that.
I would have to say over in the old hospital where we heard that sound during the walkthrough, that just had a completely different vibe than anywhere else here in the prison so far.
This place is just a honeypot of bad history and a honeypot of bad energy. So I'm excited to see what kind of interactions we get tonight. We're gonna go ahead and kick off the investigation now. Let's go ahead and turn off those lights.
What she was talking about, this was James Earl Ray's
Final holding cell. So the notorious accused assassin of Martin Luther King.
I do want to say, before coming to Brushy Mountain, I was very curious as to why James Earl Ray would come here. But when you look at his tenure here, as well as the fact that he was stabbed 22 times in the laundry room, there very well could be some energy left from here in this building.
We've been in a lot of
Yikes.
I think this is a bug, but it could potentially be an orb. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, orb or not. This is the cafeteria within Brushy Mountain, and let me tell you, this is where a lot of the violence would have taken place. Now, I need you to remember this location because later in this video, you will see something that happens to one of our team members that has never happened to us before. This area we're moving into now is where the hostage shooting would have taken place. On February 8th, 1982, 7 prisoners would end up sawing out of their cells. They took 4 guards hostage with a .25 caliber pistol, a switchblade, and 6 homemade knives. A total of 13 shots were fired that day. They ended up killing 2 inmates and wounding 2 others. This entire situation was prompted by racial tensions. During the walkthrough, I actually cut my clip on my camera so I could start a second one when we made it to the infirmary. We heard a loud bang that actually brought us back down to the floor we were on. What's interesting to note here is that the infirmary was actually on this floor, and we were about to head up to the wrong floor. As me and Ryan enter into the infirmary, it's interesting to note that this was the only part of the entire prison complex that the tour guides warned us of something darker, something stronger, more malevolent than any other part of this building. This is the D block, and I'm actually going to let Ryan tell you a little bit about the reputation of this building.
cell block where when we did our very brief tour, the tour guide told us when former inmates return for a tour, they do not want to go into this cell block because of just how violent and how just absolutely depressing it was in here. The conditions, the treatment, the privileges that they didn't have. So, and it got a reputation very quickly. Even their showers had bars. Was that you?
No.
That was like a solid, like, thud.
Even their showers had bars. Was that you? I heard it.
Yeah, that was loud enough that it felt like it vibrated.
Hang on, let me make sure. No, that ain't me. This is concrete.
No, that wasn't you. That was it sounded like it was.
Can you make that sound again, please? That had some bass to it.
Yeah. What is that?
Notice this. The only way this door was opening was following this path. If somebody tried to alter it or pry it, this sucker's not opening.
That's actually kind of what it sounded like. But not right here, off in the distance.
Hang on. Gotta be one above. It had bass to it. Whatever it was. There should be another one at the end of this hall, if I'm not mistaken.
I wasn't able to exactly locate where the thud came from, but what I do know is whatever made that noise definitely had some bass to it. What do you guys think? Was it that door or something else?
It was, wow.
Yeah.
That's what it had, that bass to it. I don't know. I heard something. It had bass.
Yeah.
We now head into the laundry room where James Earl Ray would have been stabbed 22 times. He survived that attack, but from that day on, the laundry room was notorious. From the laundry room, we headed down into one of the craziest spots in this entire facility, the hole. They would send prisoners down here for punishment and would actually hang them from the roof by their thumbs. This would be in practice until 1905, when it was deemed cruel and unusual punishment. It's also been reported that people that stayed down in the hole for any period of time actually went blind due to the lack of light. This would have been the worst place on the entire complex to be if you were a prisoner. Many of the people that came here never wanted to come back.
Alright guys, so we have some equipment set up here. Envoy just went off at the last holding cell of James Earl Ray. Now my name's Kalani. James, if you're here with us tonight, can you let us know by selecting yes on this device right here? The ultrasonic is going on. So that's a motion detector as well, guys. The beeping you're hearing is a motion detector. We invite anyone to come forward and communicate with us tonight. Now we've heard that James has been here before. And then, yes, we got a yes. Okay, James. My name's Kalani. I know you don't know who I am, but would you be willing to communicate with us tonight? Hear that?
Sounds like talking.
Hang on, let me turn this off. If there's anything in here that can hear my voice, can you make a loud, audible noise?
What was that?
I couldn't hear the steps as clearly on replay, but in person it sounded like there was someone standing or walking in the stairwell.
I hear steps. Okay, I hear the water, but that's not what I'm hearing. Is there somebody in this building with me? Can you make a loud noise? That's water we're hearing right now. That's not what I heard though. I don't know what that was. Is that like a hum or a...
No, there was just like a knock right here.
You heard something?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Either a knock or like somebody walking the house.
I thought I heard a cough or like a maybe like a low hum. Envoy just went off. I don't know what that was we heard down there, because there's nobody down there.
What was that?
Some of it's rain.
That did not sound like rain. Did you hear that?
No?
It did not sound like rain.
I hear like really faint talking. If any of the prisoners have something to say, can you say it to us? Oh, we haven't. I didn't even think about that. If you want me to sing some Johnny Cash for you, can you give me a sign? I know a lot of people in here know who Johnny Cash is. Did it go off?
It says yes.
It does?
Yep. Now it says no, but it did say yes.
I hear the train coming.
Due to copyright and licensing, I can't actually play the remainder of me singing this song, but it's something I love to do in haunted locations because I truly feel that music can prompt activity in the same way that for us as living people, we can turn on certain songs or certain music and change the way that we feel, change our attitudes, change our demeanors, and I feel that carries over into the spirit world. That most of the time after I sing, activity does happen.
Yes again, they like it?
You want me to sing that for you again? You want me to sing that for you again? Say you?
No.
That was like right over there.
That was like right by me. Yeah.
My name's Kalani. If there's anyone here that'd like to communicate, can you come forward and say hello? Envoy says no.
Doesn't want to communicate?
It said yes after you said that. Let's go down here. Let's do a recorder. I want to get away from the door so we're not picking up this outside noises. Okay guys, this is just a standard Zoom recorder. It's nothing crazy. It's a solid recorder. It gives us some good EVPs. So we're going to use it and see if there's anything that wants to come through on this. So first thing we're going to do is the intelligence test. Shout out to Adam Kimmel. I'm directly pulling this from him. So he likes to use the word banana, but I actually like to use my name since it's also a 3-syllable word. But the thing is, when you're saying words like banana, bandana, Kalani, there's not really a mistaking it for another word because it is 3 syllables and something with intelligence would have to be responding for those to match up. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and start this recorder session, so me and Sven are going to stay as quiet as possible. We do have to account for the fact that we're hearing a little bit of rain coming down, and there's a few environmental noises from the outside at the end of this hall. 3, 2, 1. Starting EVP. My name's Kalani, and if there's anything here that can hear my voice and would like to communicate, can you come forward and say the word Kalani? Ending EVP. Okay, we'll listen back to that in a sec. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the next burst session. If you are a prisoner here, can you come forward to this device I have in my hand and tell me what your crime was? Does James Earl Ray still roam these halls? Were you a gang member? Did you die in this prison? In the EVP. It sounds like somebody just hit like a bar. Let's go back and listen. I wonder if we picked it up. It was like a ding, almost like that.
Yeah.
But it was further down. Alright guys, so we're gonna play back what we just heard. What sounded like a person hitting a set of bars here. We're gonna see if we caught it.
If you were a prisoner here, can you come forward to this device I have in my hand and tell me what your crime was? Does James Earl Ray still roam these halls?
Ongoing.
Were you a gang member?
If you listen closely to the replay here, you'll actually hear a very faint yes coming through. I actually didn't notice it at first, but Savannah points it out to me.
I swear I thought I heard a yes just now.
In here?
Yeah. Go back. It's in the distance. It's right there. You hear it? Right there.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
It's for sure a yes.
Yes. Yes.
It's worth mentioning that the question I asked, were you in a gang, prompted this response. Racial tensions here ran very high.
Did you die in this prison?
What's that? What's that?
It sounds like it says follow me.
A little bit, yeah.
Follow me.
Ending EVP.
The trip artists go off?
Ending EVP.
Do you hear that breath?
Yeah.
Listen.
Ending
there.
EVP. Ending EVP.
It's like,
Ending EVP.
oh, okay. I think I debunked that noise that we heard right next to you.
Yeah.
I think it's water dripping into my bag and it hit the box.
Aw, dang.
Okay, well, we at least debunked the noise that was right next to Savannah. But we got some pretty solid, nothing super clear, probably C or B level EVPs, but wouldn't say we had any Class A's right there, but some interesting stuff. To introduce a little bit of chance into this investigation, this next session we're about to do is going to be similar to how we started the night in pairs, but we're kind of randomizing the pairs a little bit. Now the girls are going to be together because we all thought it'd be a good idea to send 2 women off on their own inside of this prison complex, because if there is an entity here, they're probably going to want to interact with them more than us, just being honest. But the rest of us, we're going to flip a coin and see kind of who goes where. So I'll flip first, and we'll see. I got heads. Okay, Josh. Flip and see what you get here. You got tails. Perfect. That lines up good. All right, Ryan.
Wasn't even a flip.
All right, it's been decided.
I'm going with Josh.
Ryan's going with Josh, I'm going with Dave, and the 2 girls are going to be together.